Hey, and welcome to our Tuesday night live broadcast. So we upload 4 times a week here on the channel: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you don't know that, it's probably because you haven't hit the red subscribe button over there. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. More importantly, that like button down there, the thumbs up, go ahead and hit that. That really greatly, I would so much appreciate it. It helps out our channel a lot. And by subscribing and make sure and ringing the bell, you don't miss any of our fit tips, our weight loss tips, our healthy recipes that we have here on the channel. Sorry, this shirt is like, okay, there we go. I feel like I'm all like disheveled. Anyway, so tonight we are going to be tackling by far, one of the biggest questions that I get. And I've got to be honest with you, this question I get a lot, and I get it because I have been the person in the past who has, like, if you rewind 7 years ago to when I had just given birth to a second baby and I was thinking about trying to do something about it, my postpartum, weight loss, whatever. Everything was mushy and gushy. Of course, I was, topping the scale at 288 pounds, busting out of a size 22. Different story for a different day. But I can remember Googling, YouTubing, whatever, wherever I thought had a place that I could go find out how to get rid of belly fat. Have you ever searched? Probably so, because if you're not a subscriber and you're on this video, you're like, yes, that's what I'm here to find out. How do I get rid of belly fat? I'm going to tell you in a moment how to get rid of your belly fat. However, this subject I get asked so much by clients, by friends, by family members. So Carmen, I got this like bulge in my belly. How do I get rid of it? Carmen, I got this excess fat in my stomach. How do I get rid of it? Carmen, I just had a baby. How do I like tone it up and make it nice and hard again? I'm going to tell you, don't worry. You are going to get exactly what you came here for. However, let me just say, it might not be what you think. Because so not only is this one of the biggest asked questions that I get, it is the one thing that probably frustrates me the most when it comes to the weight loss or the fitness industry. So I want to start here before we get to the how, but let me just say this. What you have to understand about the weight loss industry, the fitness industry as a whole, I'm not talking about individuals, I'm talking about the industry as a whole. And it wasn't until I realized this that I was like, oh, yeah, no freaking way. It was like the blinders came off. So think about it. The weight loss industry as a whole is a multi-billion-dollar business. Okay. Now, let me just speak for myself. I won't speak for you. But how much money, if I were to add up how much money I have spent over the years on diet, whatever, pills, shakes, tonics, elixirs, workouts, memberships, whatever it was, the shake weight. You guys remember the shake weight? I didn't own one. A girlfriend did. Whatever, the ab lounger, this diet and that diet. Most of us have been repeat offenders. We have purchased many things in the diet world. And so the diet world at large, the people that make the products, that make the diets, think about it. If we bought their product and all of a sudden all of us were like, oh, it worked, I'm skinny, whoop, whoop, then like they would lose us as a customer, right? And so the diet industry at large, do they make money off of us succeeding or failing? Succeeding or failing? Answer that question. They make money off of us failing, because if we fail, then the new thing they come out with in 6 months or a year, we're going to go buy, because here we are still fluffy. Here we are still with belly bulge. Here we are not pregnant, but people are still asking if we freaking are pregnant. Isn't that embarrassing? Have you ever had that happen? You're not pregnant and someone asks you how far along you are? Like, I almost just want to lie and be like 3 months. Because it's embarrassing for you and it's embarrassing for them. Then there's like that awkward, like, when you say I'm not pregnant, then they're like, oh crap. Anyway, then you have kids. I can remember when I was pregnant with our third baby and I had the baby bump going on, and I was a size 2 then. So like I had lost all the weight. No one had asked me in a long time if I was pregnant. But my daughter assumed everybody with a bulge, she was 4 years old, and she assumed everybody with a bulge was pregnant. And so we'd be in the store and she'd be like, do you have a baby in your belly? I'm like, Liberty, shh, shh. And they would be like, no, I'm just fat. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Because how do you control a 4 or 5 year old? And of course we would have conversations, baby, you don't ask people if they're pregnant. Like, because anyway, but have you ever experienced that where someone thought you were pregnant and you weren't? So we get done with having a baby and we're like, or we get mistaken for having a baby in our belly when we don't. And so I have totally lost track of what the heck I was talking about. You talk about a squirrel. Anyway, so at the end of the day, the weight loss industry makes money from us continuously staying on the cycle of failing. They don't make their billions every year off of us succeeding. And so it was that revelation of, oh, wait, like I'm not saying none of them want me to succeed, but they know if I fail, they keep making more money. And so like so many times, I will see people giving advice about losing belly fat that I just, in my experience, I don't believe is accurate, is the truth. And so today I don't have an ulterior motive in what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you from my experience of losing 161 pounds, from my experience of going from a very large belly to having ab muscles, from then getting pregnant with a third unexpected child, stretching it back out, and then going back to ab muscles. Really how to do that. How do you get rid of stubborn belly fat from having, how to get rid of the stubborn belly fat. So here's what I'm going to start with. Okay. There is no such thing as spot losing. Let me explain what that means. That means if you do because I'll hear this a lot of times, Carmen, I'm just going to work on my abs. So I'm going to do like extra crunches and I really want to get my abs in shape. Great. If you do extra crunches, what that is going to do is that is going to build your ab muscles. Absolutely. The more you work that muscle, the stronger it's going to get. What it's not going to do is cause the excess fluff on top of your muscles, because all of us have ab muscles. They're just being covered by extra stored fluff is the truth of the matter. And so you doing extra crunches is going to build your core muscles and burn calories. What you don't get to control is where that fat comes off of. Just because you do crunches doesn't mean the fat's going to come off of your abs, especially if you're a chick. For most of us, that might come off our arms, it might come off our legs, it might come off our neck, our ankles, our wrist. We don't get to control where the fat comes off. Yes, you're building your core, but you will never be able to see it until the fluff comes off of your core. I'll hear people say, Carmen, I really want to tone my arms. Summer's coming up. I'm going to do some extra curls. Fantastic. Yes, curls. Curls are amazing. They will build. Got many different kinds that you can do. They will build your muscles. However, you can't see the muscles if they're covered up by fluff, by excess stored energy. Fat. You can't see them. And you doing curls isn't going to mean that your arm's going to lose fat. It means your arm's going to build muscle. You're going to build muscle and burn calories. The calories are going to get rid of fat on your body. Those arm curls don't mean the fat's going to come off your arm. Those ab crunches doesn't mean it's going to come off your stomach. You with me? But so often people will say, oh, well, if you do this exercise, it's going to burn your belly fat. No, it's not. And yeah, whatever. No, it's not. You can't spot lose. Period. End of story. You cannot spot lose. Every scientific, and I would like to see somebody, anyway, you can't spot lose. You just can't. So what you got to do, especially for women, especially for, and this goes for men and women, because my husband, he gains a lot of his weight in the stomach. So especially for women though, your stomach is going to be the last place you're going to lose weight. It's going to be the last place. I can remember going from a size 22 down to a size, I ultimately got down to a size 2. But from a 22 down to a size 6, at a size 6, I still had, which I did not know at the time, I have a smaller body frame. Which means that at a size 6, I still had a lot of fluff around my midsection. It was not flat. It was not toned. I had been working my core for 11 months straight. Sit-ups every day. A specifically designed core exercises 3 days a week, just for core, all right? But you could see no ab muscles. I could have worked my core every day. I was building my ab muscles, but you couldn't see them. It wasn't until, for me personally, I got down to a size 2 that my midsection slimmed out. And I'll show you a picture here. When my midsection slimmed out, that's when you could see my core. That's when you could see. That's when you could see my ab muscles. That's when you could see all those things popping out. But I didn't get to control, okay, today's workout, come off the arms. Tomorrow's workout, come off my butt. Today, the next day, and the next day, I want you to come off my stomach. So if you want a strong core, yes, work your abs. Yes, do some extra sit-ups. Yes, do some crunches, do some, whatever it is that you want to do to work your core. But don't have the expectation that just because you do those crunches, you're going to lose belly fat. You're not going to lose the belly fat. The belly fat's going to come off when it wants to come off. And a lot of that has to do with genetics. My husband, he's not overweight anywhere on his body except for his stomach. He can get all the way down. He has to get down to like a 12-ish% body fat before his stomach is completely flat. And when he starts to gain any weight back, it goes right to his stomach. From behind, he would never look overweight. But then he turns around and he's got this little tiny pot belly, this little tiny little bulge in front. He can't do nothing about it. It is genetics. It is what it is. It's what he's working with. It's just like you and I are working with what we're working with. When we go on vacation and I choose to eat crap food, I can put my hand here on my waist and I can tell by how wide it is how much crap I've eaten, because that's where I get the thickest the first. I mean, it can be just a couple bad days on vacation and I'm like, oh, like I'm all the way out to here and I'm like, okay, Carmen, better slow it down a little bit because I can feel it. But me going to do more, if I continue to eat crap, but then I do extra sit-ups, that's not going to help. I've got to stop eating crap, lose weight. And here's the bottom line. Here's what I will tell you though. Here is your guaranteed way to lose belly fat. Your guaranteed way to lose belly fat is just keep going. If you just keep going, eventually the fat's going to come off your stomach. Eventually, your body, you're going to get a flat stomach. Just got to keep going. Now, there are some people that are completely blessed genetically and they don't lose belly fat last. They lose belly fat first. Maybe, but make no mistake, you do have somewhere on your body that's going to be stubborn. You do have somewhere on your body that you're going to lose it last. Maybe it's your legs. Maybe it's your butt. Maybe it's your neck. Maybe it's your arms. Maybe it's your ankles. But for most of us, it's going to be our midsection. But if you just keep going, if you don't stop short of your goal, if you don't stop short of a healthy BMI, and although it's not about the scale, being healthy, being happy is not, your worth is not tied to the number on the scale. The scale is simply a gauge and a guide to help you get there, right? I definitely don't believe in not having a scale. I believe a scale tells you if what you're doing is working or not. It's your gauge and your guide. It's kind of like if you're traveling, you're going to have a GPS or a compass or a map that's going to guide you. It's the same exact thing with a scale. It can be useful. It's basically gives you feedback is what it does. But getting down to a healthy weight, a healthy BMI. And when you do that, you're not going to have a ton of extra belly fat. You're just not. And if you've been working your abs and you've been doing your crunches the whole time, then when all that fluff comes off, you're going to see your muscles. You're going to see your hard work. There's no way you're not. But don't get caught up. And it gets me when I see how many people like actually go search how to get abs, how to lose belly fat, how to, you know, like quickly do this. I would love to tell you there's a miracle pill. I would love to tell you, yes, come, look at my channel. I will tell you how to lose all the belly fat. But in good consciousness, I could never do that. I could never tell you there's a fast track. I could never tell you there's a huge secret. I could never tell you that if you do crunches, in 2 weeks, your abs or your belly fat's going to be less. Because nobody knows that. Your genetics are what your genetics are. Your body's going to lose weight where it loses weight based on the calories you're burning. But it's going to lose weight wherever it loses weight, not where you do the work. And so, anyway, please don't go fall for that. Just put in the work. And wherever it comes off, it comes off. And just know that eventually, if you just keep going, don't stop. Don't stop. That the belly fat will come off. No matter how stubborn it is, no matter how many times it's hanging on for dear life, say, no, I'm not going anywhere. I promise it will come off. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out some of our other videos here on the channel, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. So we will see you on